Welcome back to another star-studded episode of the Big Mouth Media Podcast with yours truly, King Jacob, and I am that guy, King Jacob. So this is another chop-up session of Thumping Thursdays with none other than a special invited guest all the way from Oklahoma City,
Yo,
Oklahoma, live, raw,
yo,
and cut. DJ Navi, what's good, man?
man, I'm all right. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm great, man. Blessed by the best, man. Everything is moving and grooving.
Good stuff. Good stuff all the way around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Of course.
I know you be hella busy, so I appreciate you taking out the time to really even chop it up with me, man. And
Sure.
it's been a long time coming, so our schedules finally meet now. So, with that
Yeah.
being said, um, for the people that don't know, go ahead and properly introduce yourself to the audience.
All right. Cool. Cool. Listen, man. My name is DJ Navi, national DJ. Special events, stadiums, arenas, whatever I can do for you. DJ to some celebrities: Trick Daddy, Trina, J. Cole, Chameleonaire, DeRoe, Trinidad James. If they've been through my city, I'd make sure I work with them. But yeah, trying to be the best that I can be out here, man. DJ extraordinaire.
No doubt, no doubt. So, for the promoters, the bloggers, the music influencers, um, the DJ coalitions, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the record labels, and the corporate sponsors.
Yeah.
So when people ask this particular question to me,
Uh,
who is DJ Navi? So give me a
man,
description on what I should respond to that question.
I think the best way you can get it is best DJ in the room. You know what I'm saying? The short, sweet answer, man. Listen, if you're looking to work with one of the best DJs in the room, stage experience, 20 years in the game, really pushing these artists, and you want to go for the best DJ in the room, man. That's DJ Navi, straight up. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So we'll get to your journey, man, and then
sure.
we'll get to the business of DJing and the connection of artists and DJs and how they properly connect. Not,
Yeah,
yeah, properly, because it's got to be professionalism when you connect with a DJ, because
right.
DJs take their craft really serious. So,
Yes.
with that being said, man, how did, how long have you been doing it and when did you start?
Professionally DJing for the last 8 years. Before that, I want to take it back to the year 2000, and I was DJing backyard parties, barbecues, frat parties, sorority, whoever was leading loud music. I was doing it at the time. And then I got my feet wet in the game messing with Slim Thug the first time around. And he showed me exactly what to do in these stage games and moving around, how I can make the most money out of it. After that, listen, man, it was whatever nightclub was hiring and how I could get in the game the best. You know what I mean? What I could do to stand out, to be the best guy that was doing it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But yeah, shoot, man. Like I said, professionally, 9 years. When I say it was all legit, it's all LLC. You can't get past me. But before that, yeah, it's been roughly 22 years in the game, man. Straight up.
Okay. So that experience with Texas great Slim
Oh yeah.
Thug, like,
Oh yeah.
what was that conversation like for you, man?
Man, it was a lot of game. It was a lot of game. Because, for stepping up to the game, to the plate, man, I'm star studded, eyes real wide. One, Slim's a big dude. So, walking up to him as a high schooler is like, yo, what's good? But man, just the love that was shown, man. A lot of the Houston, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Lil Kiki, man, they showed a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? I got my first tour with those guys with the dub car tour, and then I went over to Hot Import Nights, two car tours that I started with, as far as getting major towns, major syndications, and moving around, man, from Cleveland to Houston to shoot, man, the Bay Area to Hawaii. I mean, just moving. But yeah, dude, it was one of those things where the game that he passed down to me, as far as how this music industry really works, how these artists really make their money, that was there's no way that you can circumvent that education. You know what I mean? If you come to the game and you haven't worked with somebody that's been real with you, you're missing. You behind. You know what I mean? You don't have all the information. You think you know, but you don't know. Straight up.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
So as you was younger, man, when was the very first time you dropped your first mixtape?
Ah man, the first mixtape I dropped was called The Nasty Tape. I want to say that was 2007, and I waited so long because I was gathering features. You know, I was trying to really work with everyone. I was doing my DJ Khaled. I was trying to really work with everybody, but it's like wrangling squirrels, man. Everybody's going everywhere. There's no way to get it. If you don't get that verse off of them ASAP, it ain't coming back. You can call them all you want. Hey man, what's up with that verse? They didn't forgot about you. They didn't moved on to the next big fish. So yeah, man, 2007 was the first thing I came out with, and it was dope. It was for what it was. I think I got one of them here in the ride, man. But it was my first. It was my feet wet. You know, everybody starts from somewhere, but I started with some major features. I had Danity Kane on there. I had Redman on there, Missy Elliott on there. I had some real names. And it's being from Southside OKC, it was unheard of. You know what I mean? But I had some game. I was able to move around and learn some people. You know what I mean?
So those
Yeah.
let's talk about those DJ relationships that you built while on
Mm-hmm.
tour, while doing
Mm-hmm.
corporate events, or just while out networking at other events.
Yeah.
Like how has those relationships helped you, further your career as a
Well,
industry professional?
being legit and being about my shit, man. My name was able to be passed from promoter to promoter, artist to artist, and it got to be where if an artist was coming through town, they was searching me out, and I really love that because to my peers, it was like, man, he get all the shows, he get all the concerts, but I had put that work in with some Texas greats, and they had put my name in the other the hats, and here in Oklahoma, what I'm saying, right up the next state over, they got to come through here. We have a major crossroads with the interstate system here. So they coming through here, they coming by here. And if artists is leaving Texas or they coming towards Texas, luckily, man, I had a great relationship with the radio station and great relationship with promoters, and they would put me on. And it was a blessing. It was always a blessing, man. That working relationship, the work ethic, being legit, don't be slimy, be all the way, be on time. That's a big thing. Punctuality, be on time, even though the music industry is hurry up and wait like a mofo. Like that's all it is. But being on time, having the work ethic, man, that those working relationships is what made me more money. It's what gave me more celebrities to work for. Straight up.
Word. Okay, so man, tell me about the dub tour, man. What was
Uh,
that experience like for you, man? And
I'm a,
and tell me about the media exposure that you was able to get from doing
okay.
the dub tour.
All right, now this is gonna be a two-parter. Not just because you got two questions, because there's the highs and the lows to this. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a good story, man. I actually got kicked off of the dub tour. You know what I'm saying? I got booted. You know what I mean? A lot of people
Wow.
won't tell you when shit like that happens, but what happened was, as a youngin, I made a mistake. I was on the Hot Import Night tour, and this is when satellite radio was still two different companies. All right, they wasn't merged yet. All right, it was two companies, and so I'm in DC for Dub Day, and the owner of Dub Magazine had seen me on a Hot Import Night stage, their rival tour. And so, as for the media, this was a big day. The owner of Dub Magazine has spent $1 million at the satellite radio station for advertisement that whole week. He spent $1 million, and he saw me there. And I had a dude on the host of the Dub tour. His name was Mellow One. He was a cool cat. Mellow One was trying to get me on a radio broadcast, for satellite radio. This could have broke my career. This could have, put me in for real. And the owner of Dub Magazine snubbed me, told me, hey, look, man, we can't have him. Basically, they couldn't have me go on air and say anything about Hot Import Nights. Now, to me, my thing was like, I ain't got to say nothing about Hot Import Nights. This is about me, this is what I'm trying to do. But man, I got kicked off the tour that day in DC at Dub Radio Dub Day at Satellite
Okay.
Radio. And
Okay. So let me get this straight, DJ. Now
yeah,
you got kicked off the tour because they thought that you was a part of the lethal competition and you can hurt their brand.
yeah. But I really was. I was touring heavy with Hot Import Nights. As a matter of fact, the day before, I had drove from Atlanta, Georgia to DC to do the dub day. So I'd left Atlanta where I was at Hot Import Nights to come to dub. Now, the promoter at Satellite Radio, she didn't realize that she'd seen me at Hot Import Nights. She thought she'd only seen me on the dub tour. So when she invited me, it was her mistake. Now, she took full responsibility, but it still got me thrown off. You know what I'm saying? Because I got it. $1 million had been spent in advertisement. They couldn't risk that $1 million for me saying Hot Import Nights, the competition. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it got real choppy real quick. You know what I'm saying? They tried to throw your boy off. They did. They threw me off the joint. And what was worse, man, my girl was with me. My cousin was with me. My little nephew was with me. And they was like, yeah, man, look, not today. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And it was one of those blows that, you if you don't bounce back from it, it'll put you down. But I was able to bounce back from it.
So upon you networking with the Nights tour and Dub Magazine, kind of like, doing something crazy, man. Did you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. What's up?
Okay, so upon you getting kicked off, but you was on this tour already heavy. Yes. So the media exposure that you got for that particular tour that you was on, did you make some great contacts?
Yes. Coast to coast, man. They had about 19 to 20 cities they were hitting. I mean, they were hitting Memphis, they were hitting Carolinas. We hit Atlanta, we hit Houston, we hit Dallas. And as before they got west, it got hotter. You know what I'm saying? They hit us in Vegas and they had us in, the Bay Area, man, and it was clean. You know what I mean? It was a good look. I was able to connect with other producers, other DJs, other promoters, and of course your artists that were in those towns. That was gold for me, because artists would be like, "You from where?" And I'll be like, "Yo, I'm out in OKC." Well, shoot, man, we not pumping out there. Here's my CD. Here's my flash drive, man. Can you pump us? Can you pump us? And I was DJing for these local acts that Dub would promote to be on the tour that would bring in the local crowd for them. But they also had Paul Wall on the tour, Chamillionaire, Mike Jones. Like, it was a whole Texas effect. You know what I mean? And it went hard. This is when I got really cool with Paul Wall and his manager Goo. They were good people. I had a friend named PJ out here in Oklahoma City, was like the hood mayor. He was introducing me to everybody that I hadn't met. You know what I mean? Don Kiki, everybody. And we rode around the country with Dub Magazine before we got the boot, man. It was it was wonderful. You know what I mean? For a while. And we got the boot. So we went back to Hot Import Nights and finished off the tour there.
Okay. And so, man, what is that? How has that music scene and that hip hop scene grew in OKC?
Man, it's flourished. It's blossomed. When you talk about music, we'll go across the genres, man. The rock scene has left a little bit, man. Hinder was the last big thing to come out of here. And they left the scene. They hit it big. They left, but a lot of the rock scene left the city. They went to Tulsa. They went to Little Rock. They went to Fayetteville. They went to surrounding areas. Hip hop, in their absence of rock, has, just flourished. You know what I mean? Country music is all, well, we're in the middle of the map. That's just what it is. Country's gonna do it. But I've seen a lot more EDM and dubstep and future house. That's been huge as far as the DJ game as well. A lot of DJs are coming out of the woodworks. Really, because you can really work on your craft in your bedroom until you're ready to come out and kill the game, because you got a sound no one else has heard. But as far as hip hop and artists, man, we've got some budding artists out here that are just, I'm just waiting to see who's going to do it next. And that's an exciting time, I want to say, because we got a lot of talent and they stay so far under the radar. But when they hit and they come out to these bigger events, it's like, okay, I forgot you was around. Let's knock this over again. We got more talent in this city. You know what I mean? And constantly making more space on my hard drive for local acts that are going national out in Oklahoma. So I'm loving that.
Okay. So, for somebody who don't know about OKC hip hop or what's coming out of OKC, man, is there a top 5 R&B and a top 5 hip hop that you would definitely name?
There would be names that I wouldn't. I probably couldn't put them in a rank, but there are definitely names that I would say if you need to keep out an eye on your Spotify or your Apple Tunes, because any one of these guys can make it. In the R&B scene, there's a cat named Super J, strong songwriter. I've been working with him forever. And this man just, he knows the town, he knows the scene, he knows the sound. He wrote in Atlanta for a long time. He was living out there and writing music for a lot of artists. He came back and he's been killing. He's performing tonight. As a matter of fact, that's my next move. I'm going to one of his performances to check him out, support that. There's another cat named Wavy Baby. He's also performing tonight. There's a guy, young guy. I want to say his name's Johnson, something like Big John, Big Johnson, or whatever. He's a little protege of Super J. This dude surprised me, killed the game, surprised me. And there's some younger guys. There's just some younger dudes running around, some R&B groups that's, you know, they remind me of BBD, you know, a little Poison in effect. They got the moves, the choreography, they're killing it. Rappers, man. Female rappers, I'll start there. There's a female rapper out of Oklahoma City called KO. And I'm telling you, this chick is Badu with Ghostface Killer mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Dope. Right. Her name is KO, and she's on. I'll plug her right now on all social media. She is KO. Make sure you peep her out. Anybody listening, go check her out. We also have Neighborhood Barbie. Neighborhood Barbie is a big girl that is bullying these rap girls out here, man. And she's got flow. You know what I'm saying? She's got that young MA gutter to her. You know what I'm saying? She's dope. She's real cool with Erica Banks. If you heard of her, she's flowing.
Yeah, I definitely know who Erica Banks is.
Yeah, they really tight. They go from city to city and do their thing. There's male rappers. Trip G is dope. Pineapple Stroh, dope. There's a couple of groups out here that's killing the game. I've got a friend named Jay Horn. He's in Austin right now, but he was in Oklahoma City for a minute, and I haven't heard anything like him. He's just ill. You know what I mean? We're talking about Ludacris without the theatrics. He's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I always speak on that man. I've always tried to break his records every time because he's dope. He's hot. Straight up.
Okay. So, all right, now let's get into this artist DJ relationship and how it should flow naturally and professionally. So, what would you want to say about an artist and DJ relationship?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, you can't start a DJ relationship while the DJ's working. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of artists think, yo, I'm gonna catch him there. If you're gonna catch an artist at a venue, you know where he's gonna be. Catch him early. Catch him while he's loading in. Catch him while he's setting up. Because once he starts working, he's not trying to hear what you're trying to talk about. He's busy. He's trying to capture the mood of the night. Now, a lot of DJs can multitask. They can do 3-4 things at a time, and that's great. Those are your guys with experience. But some guys, listen, man, they're not trying to hear what you're talking about. The music is loud, and look, homie, I ain't got time to listen to your flash drive. So, first things first, as an artist, don't approach a DJ while he's working if you're trying to get your record broke, because at that time, he's got what he's got. Adding your song to his playlist in the middle of the night is a risk. And why would he take that? You know what I mean? Why would he take that risk playing your song and it don't hit? You know what I mean? I know artists, they think that every artist thinks their record is it. They think it's going to hit. Well, depending on what I got going on, you might not mesh with my set. You might bring me, in that case, some bull. The song might not be bad, but you might bring me some bull because you're not reading the crowd, man. That song is not for this crowd. I can't help you. You know what I mean? And then there are certain things that people need to be aware of, like, you know, being aware of the crowd. Don't give me no shake it, and you see the crowd is over 40. They don't care about no shake it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be aware of your crowd. And if you are going to approach a DJ about working with him, man, start that relationship in the studio. Start that relationship in his practice space, because that's when he can say, okay, I've got my creative space. What can we do? How can we break these records? How long should we perform? That's another thing. If you bring me a 4-minute song, I'm sorry, bro, I'm only probably playing about 2 minutes of it. So you better give me the hot 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I told an artist a couple days ago. I said, man, you're an artist, right? He said, okay. Said, he hit a DJ up on social media. If he in your city, ask me, can y'all meet? And said, well, and you tell him or her, be like, I kind of want to change the game. I want us to interview one another, and let's go live while we doing it, and we'll tell the people what we're doing. I'm such and such. The first 30 minutes, I'm gonna interview DJ such and such, and the DJ, I'm such and such. The second half, the other 30 minutes, I'm gonna interview the artist. Got it. and we just gonna chop it up like this. And off that dialect, the audience gonna see how well y'all vibe. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then if you vibe well with him in conversations about the music business about the art form of music, then
Yeah.
you'll vibe well to his music as well.
Yeah. You
You
got
know
to
what I
see
mean?
if y'all mesh, man. If y'all got different opinions on things, it might not work out. It could, but it might
Mhm.
not. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
might feel
yeah.
real strongly about stuff, and you might be like, eh. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. It gets the public aware of what you're trying to do, and if this is a campaign, don't be afraid to interview 3 or 4 DJs if you're an artist. You know what I'm saying? Do it.
Right.
It can only help you. You only gonna draw in their audience unless the DJ's not with the program. So that's an excellent idea, straight up.
Because I tell somebody they was like, "Oh man, you got a DJ you interviewed tonight."
Hmm.
Like, man, I seen the post here, heavy hitter,
Yeah.
and they said, what makes you want to interview DJs?
Hmm.
I said, first of all, you got to understand my background as a person. Like
Yeah.
I grew up around music. I grew up in the church. I grew up in Motown.
Hmm.
I grew up in Stack Records days. I
Hmm.
grew up around a family that music was the healing power. Music was joy.
Yes.
And so the DJ brings the crowd joy.
Yes.
And so the DJ give you peace of mind when you're having a bad day.
Hmm.
You know, the
Right.
DJ entice you to go holler at her when if you was by yourself, you wouldn't holler at her.
Exactly.
But you vibing with the DJ and he didn't explain to you that the bar is open
Yeah.
and tip your bartenders. And so
Yeah.
while you might be tipping the bartender, she might be sitting at the bar. And so I mean, you just ask her what she drinking, and
Yeah.
this is a whole new conversation getting struck off only because you was vibing with the DJ. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So artists really got to understand that DJ, if he a heavy hitter and he rock shows like he's first cousin with Jesus Snowman. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. You know what I
For
mean.
sure.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you know, so that's a whole vibe, man. Like especially man when you don't really you may not even be a club person, man, but it's certain DJs if you know they playing at a spot, you going.
Yeah.
And they be like, man, you only come when he DJing, bro, or
Yeah.
when she DJing, man. Like, what?
That's a
Nah,
real
bro.
thing. That
Like
is a real
it,
thing.
I said, man, I know several cats who like if a certain DJ is DJing, they going out. But if
Yeah.
he ain't DJing, they ain't going out.
Yeah, I would say biased, but the thing of it is, if you catch a vibe with the right DJ, and then you catch a vibe with them, then that might be your guy. You know what I'm saying? I play plenty of places, and some people, they won't come to certain clubs. The demographic ain't right for them, or the drinks is too high, or whatever. But they know their DJ's coming. They're like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna bite that bullet and still go. We still gonna head it to the shit." It's one of those things where if you catch a DJ, I've got DJs, as a national DJ, I got DJs that if I can catch them, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? The likelihood of me being off and not working my damn self is slim, but if I can get there, yeah, I'll do it my damn self. You ain't said nothing but yeah, you all the way right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that DJ relationship between the DJ and the music manager, the entertainment consultant, the
Mhm.
DJ and the PR. You know,
Yeah.
how well do you mesh with those professional people in the music industry?
Well, I'll tell you, man. Artists and managers, they use different side of the brains, so you got to understand how they think. Artists are extremely creative. You know what I'm saying? Very defensive about their music. You know what I mean? They want it to get pushed. Now, for all intents and purposes, and this isn't to talk shit, but the manager's the middleman. He understands the business, or he understands the social aspect of it, maybe a little bit better than the artist, because your artist, normally they feel a certain way, they want to do these things, and your manager's like, no, you need to broaden your horizons, you need to do this, you need to do that. When I'm working on stage with an artist, it's a synergy. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to the manager before or after, that's business. That is complete business. I don't look at them as any type of creative mind, or I just don't see them that way. They are middlemen. They are there because they understand how this is going to work and how money is going to transfer from one party to the next, whether it be from the promoter to the artist to the DJ, or the promoter to the DJ to the artist. They understand there's going to be money transferring hands, and they're going to get a piece of it. That's their mentality. That's why they get into it. A lot of managers be like, "Nah, man, it's about the artist." And I believe they probably do get in because they're in love with a certain artist, or they grew up with an artist and they try to manage them and make sure nobody do them dirty. I get that. But the majority of the managers that I meet on the level of the industry, they are in it for self. I mean, it's a lot of them, they ain't gonna like that, but they are in it for self. Their duties are to manage this man well enough that their kick is big enough to live off of. And hopefully they got 3 or 4 artists. But after you get to a certain amount, you got to start hiring other people to manage these artists for you, because now you need a managing firm, and you got to check to make sure these people are on the up and up like you're supposed to be. And it becomes,
I can tell you this, man. Before I got into the PR world, I used to manage artists, and bro, it ain't for the weak. I'm gonna say this again: managing artists is not for the weak.
You're talking about
that shit will aggravate you so bad till you want to slap the shit out of everybody.
Yes, because as the manager, like I said, and a lot of people might not like how I said that, but they are thinking of every aspect. They got to think about the DJ, they got to think about transportation, they got to think about, what I'm saying, the video, the artist, everything that has to do with the artist and their performance has to go through the manager. What I'm saying, for a clean situation. But they're managing a puzzle that's not going to be easy. I mean, you're talking about so many moving parts. You know what I mean? And so again, in the end, they usually end up upset, bitter, and just about that business. And that's it. I got 2 answers for you now. One involves money, and I'm out. Done. You know what I mean? It turns into that. I've seen it on a lot of different levels, man.
And so, man, like, let's talk about you breaking records and what type of working budget do an artist need for you to break their single?
Man, I'm relatively cheap, because I understand beginning artists, they don't have a lot of money to work with. You know what I'm saying? Unless you came from the dope game or you came from some type of other hustle, most artists starting out, they don't have a lot. Now, when you get into the bigger artists and they're just trying to break their record in your market, because they understand that I have a different market than what they may be in, then the price changes, because you're dealing with a national artist instead of a local artist. But normally for myself, man, I try to say, artists, look, $100, I'll spin your joint all month. Spin it all month. Let's see if it works. I don't mind breaking your record. If it's hot, I'll give it a shot. But
is that club spins, radio spins? Like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about both?
Yeah, both. I don't mind breaking records on either aspect. If it's made for radio, I got you. If it's made for the nightclub, I'll get you. If you got a rack, what I'm saying, what I call a jammer. If you got a jammer and it goes for both the nightclub and the radio, yeah, we can do it. But I will keep my price the same, about $100 for a local artist. Now, when we get to national artists that are coming through and they say, hey, man, they're trying to grease palms and get their record spin. So a lot of DJs, they'll do that shit for free. And I'm like, well, why would you do it for free if you wouldn't do it for a local dude for free? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to charge a local dude for whatever, why wouldn't you charge this regional or national artist? Oh, man, well, they're coming up. No, the freight is still the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to use my name, my platform to put you on. So yeah, you got to pay the freight on that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say for me, myself, man, the budget, I keep it $100 at $100, and I'll play your joint for the entire month. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I can break it in, I'm going to break it in for you. I'll even record it, put it on the IG and all that.
So what happens, DJ Navi, when you're breaking records and one of your corporate dudes say, because look, I read your bio, you know a lot of corporate cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so one of your corporate dudes be like, Navi, who that is, man? You like, man, that's such and such, man. And they say like, man, can we get them out here for a show? Can we put something together? And so now the dynamic changes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now, since you're putting a show together for them, what is those conversations like with the management, the promoter, the DJ, the PR, and the artist?
Okay. So when you start wearing all these other hats, you're right. The dynamic has changed. Now I'm connecting. Now I'm PRing and A&Ring for somebody. I play a record. let's say I'm in Marietta, Georgia, and I'm playing a record, and the artist is from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Oh, yo, who is that? Who is that? Yo, that's cashing them, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know them cats? I don't mind sliding the information, but if you want me to make this connect for you, I don't. Hey, look, we can pull out the cell phone as soon as we're done, get these dots connected. But if you want this man on the show, well, now now I'm the promoter. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, okay, cool. He's gonna need this much, you know, because I know exactly what my price is gonna be to accompany him. You know what I mean? And that's not to be funny to put my price in front of him, but if I don't put my price in front, I got to worry about asking about my price later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I got to be like, okay, well, look, I know it's going to take this much to get him out here, and y'all can wrap up the situation. I can get his management on the line right now. I can make sure you have a flyer by the end of the day. If I start wearing those hats, the PR, the promoter, then yeah, the price is definitely going to change, and we're going to talk about that first. But I can get you connected right now, right? Here's his IG, here's his Facebook, here's all that. But again, we gotta talk price, because if you're gonna have my man flying out here or doing that, I'm not gonna put him in your city and leave him dirty with no lodging, no food, no transportation. No, you're gonna take care of that. You know what I'm saying? And of
Right.
course,
Right.
unilaterally take care of me too.
Right. 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 And so the dynamic of that changes, and this artist might be like, you know what, Navi, man, bro, I
Mm-hmm.
rocks with you. So man,
Uh-huh.
let's talk to this investor that they wanted me to come out here, and let's put that tour together.
Mm-hmm.
And you be my my tour DJ. And
Mm-hmm.
so with all the places that you've been, all the connections that you got,
Mm-hmm.
how does that work together when you put that tour together for an artist and you're on the tour as well?
Well, it comes down to experience, man, like how to route a tour, you know. So it's efficient, you know what I'm saying? So it's not you going back and forth or missing things, because what I'm going to try to do is put you in that town, connect you with the radio station and the local promoter, the local barbershop, the local clothing store, where everybody's going to buy their music. I'm going to put you in those during the day, put you in the nightclub at night. You know what I'm saying? This is a full service all day thing. If we're in
Mhm.
Little Rock, Arkansas, I'm trying to hit the hood spot, the catfish spot, the clothing store. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hit all those during the day, because we're gonna spend all day telling everybody where you gonna be tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then we hit the club that night and we act a fool. We do the performance. I'm gonna take care of the wheels. We're gonna be good on the music till it's time for you to go and do your set, and then it's back to the room. I'm a big cat. I don't hang out with the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? My idea is like, let's get to the money and then get somewhere safe, because you in somebody else's city, they know you got the bag. You just got paid. Yeah, I've learned this one. No, let's tuck tail. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
but I'm gonna route that that's going to be the most efficient. I'm going to route this tour where we connect with the most people that I know for sure can get us seen and heard, you know, whether it be the radio or the barbershop or the clothing store or the catfish spot or whatever, wherever we at. And myself, I like to do 7 cities in 7 days. The reason why I say that is because you can pack so much content. This is for any artist listening. If you're going to put together a tour, do it quick. Don't do no, we're going to be out for a month. You have no idea how much that's going to cost you to be out for a month. You know what I'm saying? Knock that thing down in 7 days. 7 days. If you can't do it in 7, do it in 5. Can't do it in 5, do it in 3. Do a weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Like
Get
I
mm-hmm.
tell artists all the time, especially indie artists. I
Mm-hmm.
said, man, get with you a DJ, either DJ or a tour coordinator, and get
Yes.
with you them and tell them you want to do a 5 city tour.
Mm-hmm.
5 dates in 5 days,
Yep.
and then you re up in another 60 to 90
Mm-hmm.
days, and you
Do it
do
again.
another 5 cities. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You just
Yes.
I told artists, I said you should be able to do at least, if you're an indie artist, at least 30 to 40 dates a year.
Yeah, I get it. Out of 365, I think you're absolutely right. I would
Yeah,
say just let's keep the minimum at 50. You know what I'm saying? If you can pull off 50 dates in 365, you're legitimate. You know what I'm saying? I would say regional artist, because you can't hit the same spots too many times. You just go drink the water
hmm
well dry. But I got what I call a baseball diamond, man, and my baseball diamond is as far south as Austin, as far west as Amarillo, as far north as Kansas City, as far east as Arkansas, sometimes Memphis, depending on how Memphis act. Memphis is a different animal. Um, so when Dolph got killed, I wasn't going to Memphis for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I ain't been out there since, as a matter of fact. But Little Rock is doing a lot of support, and there's a lot of artists coming out of Little Rock right now that most people, it's not on their radar. But them little boys
Little
make
Rock, Fayetteville, Pine Bluff, all that. Yeah, you're right.
all that. They killing right now. Southeast Arkansas probably got some of the best music out right now, straight up.
Right.
And so I think that in that baseball diamond, I figured between those four major cities, if I can't make commotion, if I can't make money in those four cities, I don't need to go no further. Like that's 6 hours all the way around. 6 hours. Little Rock, Kansas City, Austin, Amarillo's probably like 3, maybe 4 hours. But if you go further than Amarillo, you in Albuquerque, that's a 9-hour drive. Don't do that.
So for the artists deeper on the East Coast that want to rock with you, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, how would it still be on those states, in those cities in that states that you're comfortable with, or do you have access to other states as well?
I do have access to other states, but those take a little bit more work since I'm not out there as much. I got to make sure I connect with everybody and caress some feathers and make sure it's straight. But, I love going down to Florida. Florida's always popping. And if you come up that coast, I mean, Georgia, Carolina, Virginia Beach, you know what I'm saying? Then just keep going to the DMV. I always like to end in the DMV because they party crazy out there. You know what I mean? But I would always say kill the coastline. Just go all the way down the coastline. Don't even worry about coming inland. You can stay on the eastern seaboard and make more money before you ever come inland and never have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's just knowing your zone, knowing where you at. I mean, just seriously, the eastern seaboard is, I ain't gonna say gold mine, but damn it, you could definitely get rich off that. You know what I mean? I'm dealing with the circumstance of being landlocked in Oklahoma City, so I'm visiting their surrounding cities. If you're on that eastern seaboard, you should be up and down that piece, pumping. That's so easy. It's a straight line. Kill it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would definitely suggest, a couple of bit more days to make sure everything is legit on the eastern seaboard or just going east, making sure that I would know where I'm going to be at as a promoter or as tour manager, not just DJ. But my sound changes. You know what I mean? That's another thing. What I'm spending at 12 o'clock in midnight in Dallas is not the same thing I'm spending midnight in DC. You know what I'm saying?
No. It can't be. It can't be, man. I used to live in the DMV for a while, bro. I used to live in the DMV for about 10 years, bro. And so I seen DJs, that mix that go in with the hip hop, and then mix that go in with Usher Raven's son. She like it my way. Like it's a different type of mix. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I tell artists all the time, if you want your shit to go global, man, you need to start finding some of these house DJs, techno DJs, these EDM DJs. I was like, that's a whole different type of lane for artists, man.
For sure. Because a lot of artists don't understand, man. Listen, if you are out there and you are getting good vibes, you need to find a DJ that can get you remixed, to find a good engineer that can get you that house mix. Because I tell you what, that house mix can go right over to Europe and they gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? That house mix can go to Brazil and they gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? If you find an engineer that is versed in your go-go and your Afro beats, now you're talking about Africa and Morocco in the Mediterranean, and they killing
Congo and all that.
Ooh, yeah. So the thing of it is, if you've got a great record, you got 16 bars and a catchy hook, you can remix that joint, you can redrum it, you can keep it going. There's no such thing as a played song, because and I'll say this reference, a lot of people was talking shit on Drake with this new album that honestly, never mind, right? But and forgive me for saying this on your platform, but a lot of those people who didn't understand it ain't never been out this country. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, DJ Navi, a lot of artists are closed-minded. And I'm gonna say this on the air. Artists, to my black artists, there's way more than R&B and hip hop. Music
Yes.
is a universal language.
Yes.
Please learn it to
Preach.
enhance your career to the next level.
Yes. Here's the thing, man. A lot of artists was talking, a lot of people was talking, and then oh, that's not for me. That's not for me. But I'm gonna tell you what, at 3 o'clock in Morocco, that whole album plays. 3 o'clock in Greece, that whole album plays. You need to understand this about Drake. He is an international artist. He ain't for your hood. His thought process is bigger than your hood and what you think. And then here's the other question: how long do you think he can do the same thing and stay on top? He can't. He has to
What
move.
what
He
what
has to innovate.
what Drake said? I don't make music so you so-called niggas can diss me. I don't make
Yes,
music for people who don't like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And
Like Drake is a new age LL Cool J.
But here's
That's
another
all
thing.
he is, bro.
Here it is. I heard Drake's album, right? Now here come Beyonce 2 months later with a single sounding just like his album, right? Nobody dissed.
Right,
Nobody dissed. They just took it, just accepted it. And the reason
right.
that is because Beyonce plays in Tokyo. Beyonce plays in Thailand, where that music is going to be accepted because it's bigger than your neighborhood. It's bigger than what you think is hot. You're subject to what you think is hot. That's it. Trust me, them Grammy people.
So
Think
so
about
I
this.
tell artists,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I heard Method Man, Ghostface, and Raekwon.
Mm.
They was talking about. They was like, man, why y'all guys ain't really putting out in the U.S. like that? Raekwon said, why? Because every member of Wu Tang can go overseas and make $10 million in 6 months. Why?
Yep. That Wu-Tang symbol is global. You understand? Like when artists grow past a certain point and people get mad at him. Oh, he bougie now. Oh, he don't sound the same. He's not supposed to sound the same forever. He can't be your favorite artist forever singing the same song. It's impossible. You'll eventually outgrow the record. Just because life will happen. You know what I'm saying? Life
You
will
right.
teach. I'm past this record. What I used to jam is in high school. Don't get me wrong, it still pops, but I can't play it all the time. We've outgrown it. The artists is a lot of those same artists aren't even around anymore. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
And
no. It's
so
crazy you say that because I can remotely remember that the last album Lil Wayne put out, people was talking so much shit about Wayne. I said, man, that man got 4, 5 kids now, and
yes,
you can't expect the
yeah,
Carter 5 to sound like the Carter 3, man. And when he put out the Carter 6, he just announced it. It's gonna sound different too.
yes.
I
And the
said,
thing is, I expect that. I expect this artist to grow. When he doesn't grow, and the last album sound like this album, I'm not interested no more, man. Give me
right,
something
right.
new. Hip hop has always been about innovation and including new things and new sounds. Why would I want to stay the same? That's not growth. That's not movement. That's not progression. No, man, give me something new. Artists have to say something new. You can't say the same thing the last rapper has said. You have to say it in a different way. Otherwise, why would I listen to you? I can keep listening to him. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right, right.
yeah, man. I think a lot of times people they really get into a rut of listening to the same thing over and over and over again, and then you look up 10 years went by, you still listen to the same album, man. Come on, let's move around. Let's do something else. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Keep
right.
your little playlist. Keep your playlist by all means. You might have a rowdy ass day, and that Master P gonna go hard for you, but I'm not gonna play make crack like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play.
Nah, man, because times change and
Exactly.
you can't. So, man, our artists, I just hope y'all listen to this dialogue
Yeah,
tonight.
for
We
sure.
live with DJ Navi out of, OKC, Oklahoma
Yeah,
City,
for
Oklahoma,
sure.
you know. And he a heavy hitter, man,
Appreciate
this
you.
this has became one of my partners,
Yeah,
my fam now, and we're gonna be doing a lot of business together. So, artists, if you want some records broke, he can break them, and he's well connected. So,
come on
and
over.
we all follow that Texas scene, and so you
Mm,
already know Texas boys sell $1 million out the trunk easily.
easy,
So
easy.
and I just heard that all them boys, Power, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, Chameleonaire, Lil
Mm,
Kiki, all of them looking for new artists to work with. You know what I mean?
yes,
And
yes.
and 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 and, and so here's a man who's connected to all of them, and he can slide your records on. But
Yeah,
if you sign a deal with them, of course you got to get him a finder's fee for
gotta
sure.
gotta happen. Gotta happen. I got you connected. Gotta happen. I was just watching that situation between Kodak Black and Master P, and because you know, he was just Master P was trying to say, look, if I find you some money, I'm gonna need a piece of it. I don't want your money, but if I find you some money, I'll bring some money to the table. You have to break me off. And I think Kodak took offense to it. He didn't understand it, what he was trying to say, and it blew up into something they didn't need to even go through. But
listen, man, no disrespect to Kodak Black, man, but sometimes you got to take away the artistry so you can grow as a person.
Yes.
You know, and when you talk to a person like Master P, an intellectual person,
legend,
that as he's the only person in music history who has gotten 85% and the label get 15%, and the label still made millions.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes, man, I feel like when we talking to the younger generation, that sometimes I feel like they don't get it, man. I think it go over their head. And I think society has really damaged and channeled their thought process where they can't listen well and they don't have a listening ear. In this music business, if you don't have a listening ear, you will lose.
Well, it comes down to, are you coachable? You know what I mean? You have a talent, just like any sport, basketball, football, anything. Are you coachable? If you got a hard head and you can't hear me, I'm only going to say something to you 1 or 2 times before I go, you know what, he'll figure it out. Or I just won't be the one to say it to him when he, be there when he does figure it out. Because if you can't be coachable, if you don't have the skills to listen and at least accept the information, you can never use it. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Here I am with a wealth of knowledge trying to give it to you. But if you got a hard head and you can't hear me, keep doing what you've been doing. Let's see how that works out for you. You know what I mean?
That's right. And artists, remember this. I was on TikTok and I was listening to Sylvia Rome, and I was listening to Rick Rubin's first cousin. Out of $100 million that's spent by labels, they only recoup 15 million back.
Wow.
Artists lose a lot of money, and artists don't know it. A label can't sell your records. Artists got to be able to sell records, man.
Yeah, for sure. The label is consider them a warehouse.
Right. And then with this, artist, understand this. He said the reason why independent artists don't make what they should because their music is registered improperly.
A lot of that is. Or not even registered at all. They just dropping shit. Just drop it.
Right. So if you don't know how to register it properly, there's people that'll charge you a fee for that.
Yeah.
That's people that'll charge you $350, $400 for that, but it's well worth it because they're gonna make you money for a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you think that you don't know about what you're doing, or you're just a little leery about it, 50-50, get you an entertainment consultant or a music coach to register your shit properly. So therefore, when you're spinning on the radio, when you're trying to enter your music for film, and also if they're registering your music, make sure that they sign you up for music license, because registering your music and getting a music license with a sync agent that's going to put your music in feature films and video games and web series and stuff like that, it's 2 total things. You got to understand. The music is broke down. The business of music is broke down in so many key components. And if you're not registered right in all those components, then you're going to go lacking. Do you know how many artists have to get a lawyer after 20, 25 years because their music was registered improperly? And BMI and ASCAP and CSAC has been having these funds for over 20. Before Aretha Franklin died, BMI had to pay Aretha Franklin close to $17 million.
Wow.
You know, or you can be a made man like BB King, and you can tour from the time you 18 to 80.
And keep going. Yeah. A funny thing about that is, man, you know, a lot of these newer sites, United Masters, DistroKid, they will offer these things for you. But if you still don't know what you're talking about, like you don't know what you're clicking on, you could opt out of things, opt out of opportunities for yourself by not knowing what to click on. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's another one. I'm trying to think of one of Disc Makers. Disc Makers is one of those companies where they're huge, right? And they've got all these things they can offer you. But I'm gonna tell you a huge mistake Disc Makers made, and they gonna be upset with me about this shit too. I bought a beat from from a producer, got it registered, did the song, license, copywritten, put it out there. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on everything. Kazaa, Amazon Music. I'm listening to the radio one day, and my homegirl goes, "Ain't that your record?" And I listened to it, turned that shit up. I was like, "Yeah, but that's not my record." And she was like, "Is that Soulja Boy?" I was like, "Yeah, that is Soulja Boy." She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it clap. I'm listening to this record, and it's the beat that I've bought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I go back to check my paperwork. I'm registered. I'm done. Everything's done. I go back and look at the release date of his record. Same month, same year. Same month, same year. I've got ASCAP. He's got BMI. It never clashed until I raised the point to start playing my record. And I start telling everybody when I play my record, "Hey, Shazam that record right now. It's going hard." And then there starts to be a budding competition with the same beat. Lo and behold, I'm playing my record in the nightclub. Dude comes up to me and tells me it's his record. Another artist tells me that's his record.
Oh,
so
really?
Soulja Boy, myself, and another artist, we all have the same beat. Producer sold the record to 3 different people. He didn't lease it. I didn't buy a lease. I bought the record outright. But he did it 3 different times. Of course, we can't find his ass. None of us can. Soulja Boy sends me a cease and desist. Nah, I won't be doing that. It's not happening. My record came out the same month, same year as yours. I got just as much right to push it. The company.
So what? So what finally happened?
This is still going on. I still got a cease and desist here in the glove box. Straight up. I'm not. The company.
So did you take it to your entertainment lawyer or no?
No, I let it roll. You know why? Every time that record gets played, I play the remix, which is mine. Every time I hear another DJ play it, I'm over here like, okay, guess what's the first record I'm gonna play? It's gonna be my remix to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I do it every time. If somebody requests it, I'll play that record. I'll play his record, but then I'm gonna play mine right behind it. It's like an extended mix every time. So when they Shazamming it, I'm still getting them points. I'm still getting that registered. My registry is still hitting. All right, well, DJ Navi's still pumping out here. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was one of those just fluke deals with all the registering and with all the everything being done, the points off the album and all that other stuff. We both have a record, same beat does not change. We just got different words to it, but neither BMI or ASCAP or Disc Makers or DistroKid, nobody caught it. Same month, same year, same track.
Crazy, man. Really crazy stuff. Hey, man, but that's the music business for you, bro. That's the music business for you, man.
It get wild, man.
Man. Real raw and uncut. So real wild. So yeah, man. But we about out of time, man. So DJ Navi, man, I just want to thank you for coming on, and I really enjoyed this dialogue, bro. It was great, man, and so for those who want to follow him at Nasty Navi,
that's right,
on everything. Yes. On everything. Hit him up, man. You know, he do mixtapes, club promo. He a radio personality. Just hit him up, man, and you be careful, man. He just might be on here with me for a couple of times as the co-host area of the Thursday, just however we can work that schedule out, man, and we'll work it out, man. But artists in Oklahoma City, tap in with me. Because I definitely get you on the air, learn about who you are, learn about your journey, because I want to tap into Oklahoma City. So I definitely want people to know who I am out there. So I definitely want to tap in with you guys.
Speak to them.
Yes, sir. So, man, give your shout out, so we're gonna get out of here.
All right, man. So I got to give a shout and love to both my coalitions, Next Level DJs and Coalition DJs. I'm on the road for the next 4 or 5 days with Coalition, so I got to give them that love and respect. Shout out to my girl Ash Roberts. I didn't even get to speak about her, but yo, shout out to her. Real ass motherfucker be putting me on all kind of crazy game. And lastly, man, you know, right now the city of Oklahoma City, man, showing a lot of love. I'm feeling really loved out here, man. So I'm trying to do my thing, and we got the new radio station popping off real soon, Urban Entertainment Radio. So we'll be talking on your dial in about 2 weeks. Killing it.
2 weeks, man. And artists tap in with me.
Better.
Because I'll get some records over there for you, and you know, because me and him gonna be working closely together. So just tap me, whether you're an artist, whether you're a community activist, whether you're a ball player, whether you own a hardware store, whether you're a real estate agent. This is gonna be a multicultural, you know, radio station, and it's just not about music. He wants to uproot and uproar the community and get it back to its true essence through the airwaves. So tap in with us.
Send it on over, man. Listen, thank you very much for having me on, man. I appreciate you, King. Straight up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Anytime, man. And we'll tap in again, man. And you take care, man, and be safe out there in them streets. Yeah, and man. Until the next time, peace, love, and we out of here.
Man. Holla.